Hey everybody, it's JD again. Talking about what we're building or why we build. Um, I build because I just like, my main reason is I just like cars. Uh, I like building things, cars, whatever. Um, my favorite hobby is actually trains. I have been a train nut since I was a little kid. I've had trains, model trains, most of my life. That is my very first love. I build car models because that's my second passion, and I love building all kinds of different cars. It doesn't really matter. I really like anything. I very rarely um, build something with a plan. I've gone into the store and just went, oh, that looks interesting, and just picked up a kit. Um, my other thing that I like building is sci-fi. I'm a big Star Trek, Star Wars fan. Um, I also like some of the anime sci-fi stuff. I've got some model kits from different anime series like Cowboy Bebop. I like Gundams, even though I think I've seen one Gundam movie in my life. I've never actually watched the whole series, but I find Gundam kits fascinating. The same thing goes with the machining Krieger, I think it's pronounced, kits. I don't know what they are, but they're very cool, like mobile suits and all kinds of really neat stuff. Um, I actually had to make a list because I couldn't remember everything I wanted to talk about. The very first kit that I ever built that I can remember is the Monogram Red Baron kit that came with the Hot Wheel. I don't know how old I was when I got that. I just know I was a little kid. I didn't know how to build a model. I probably had help from my dad because he used to build models a little bit. Um, After that, it's been just cars and mostly trains. When I was married, I really built a lot of kits because the hours I worked, I spent a lot of time. I got home before my then wife did. I'd go pick up my kid and put him in one of those jumper things in the garage door, and I'd be sitting at my desk. I'd turn on trains because at that time I had a layout. I'd turn on some trains, let them run, and I sat at my desk and I built model kits um, a lot. Back then, I wasn't into airplanes and armor and stuff. Having the internet and Facebook and YouTube opened my mind to building tanks. Watching Andy's Hobby Headquarters armor looked really interesting. Uh, I watched a channel called Rebels at Cloud 9 that he does a lot of World War II aircraft and other stuff. And I think Phil Flory also got me into building airplanes. But it's not just the building of the airplanes and the armor; it's also like learning about them. That's part of the attraction of stuff, is learning about the history of things. I do that a lot with my trains. I'll buy a model of something, and I'll go search the internet to see if I can find a picture of the real model of a picture of the model that I have in real life. I have a few locomotives and a few freight cars that I've actually found the real car, a photograph of it somewhere, which is very cool. Um, as far as my car interests, like I said, I buy stuff. I don't really have a plan for it. I buy it because I like the car, like the NSX. I love NSXs. Um, but some cars I buy is because my friend and I go to a lot of car shows, and I'll see something that interests me, and I'll sit there. I'll take photographs of it, as many photographs as I can take. Or if I have a model car that I want, or that I have, and I want to build a model of it, I'll take pictures of a car to see the car show. Like with the Mobius Nova Gasser. Never had an interest in a gasser. until I saw a real one at a car show. I went to the Good Guy Show in Pleasanton, and someone had one there. It was all primer. I don't think it's a 427, but it looks a lot like the one that the Mobius kit is based on. And I thought, oh, I need to build that now. No interest in the 50 Chevy pickup truck, the AMT kit, until I had one behind me on my way to work one day. It was dark green, completely stock, and I was like, oh, that is really cool. I want to build a model of it now. I also have plans, like tribute builds that I'd like to do, but I'm going to wait until my skills are a little better, because I haven't worked on anything for a long time, because I'm kind of rusty. I'd like to build, I've got plans for the AMT 32 Victoria, because I love that body style. I don't know why. I like it better than the coupes and the roadsters. I just think it's a very cool looking car. So I'm working to get all the parts for that. I've got the Cadillac air cleaner. I've got the Kelsey Hayes wire wheels for it. I've got different parts. I got a Mustang 2 front end off another kit that I'm going to put on it. Either a Jag or a Corvette rear end for it that I'm going to eventually do. I have talked about I want to build a 65 Pro Street Impala because, like Adam, I love Impalas. My goal at one point was to get a model of every year Impala from 1958 until whenever, and I'm almost there. I've got a bunch of them in kit form. Some of them are built, or some are not built. But that'd be cool. That's another thing. I've got a bunch of kits for that. I want to do Mike Finnegan's Blasphemy, the 55 Chevy with the Hemi in it. I'd love to do a model of that. The other car that I really like to do is, if any of you seen Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift, the old guy sitting by the side of on the pier or whatever while he's practicing drifting. That guy is Kaiichi Tsuchiya. He's known as the Drift King, and he has a beautiful Corolla AE86, known in Japan as Hachis. It's white with a green carbon fiber hood, and I want to build a model of it because I love that car. I'd also like to build a model of. I'm not so much into drag racing, but when I used to go to Super Chevy shows because I had a Chevy. I used to have a Camaro. There was a couple, Tom and Linda Jacobson. They had a 409 62 Bel Air bubble top Impala, or Bel Air bubble top. And I love that car. I don't know what it was about that car. I absolutely loved it. I have a framed picture of it. I don't even know if I think I took pictures of it wherever they are. I don't know. But I want to make a model of that. I got a 62 Bel Air for that someday. Again, I like early NASCAR. I'm not so much into the new NASCAR. I've got a bunch of NASCAR kits that I like, that I'm going to build someday. Most of my collection, I think, is actually like Japanese cars, because I love the oddball nature of Japanese cars. I love Skylines and RX-7s and Corollas and everything, but it's the oddball, like the real old Toyota Crowns, the old Nissan Glorias, and Mazda Publicas. I watch a channel by a guy named Daniel O'Grady. He's Australian. He lives in Fukuoka, and he goes to car shows. And he got me turned on to all these really bizarre cars that are available in Japan that weren't ever sold here. And that is like, I love just going. I buy a lot of stuff from a Japanese hobby shop, and I love buying all the oddball cars. This is the Subaru 360s. There's all kinds of really just like little tiny micro cars, the K cars, like the Honda Beat and the Cappuccino, Suzuki Cappuccino, just a bunch of oddball stuff. I also like muscle cars. I have a few muscle cars. I have Camaros and Chevelles and stuff like that. I'm not so much into like 55 and 57 Chevys and Tri-5s because I go to car shows and you go to a good guy show, that's all you see, those Mustangs, Camaros, and I like them all, but after a while, that's one of the reasons why I want to build a Pro Street Impala, because people look at you and go, what? You did what? So I also got into because of partially because of Chris at Classic Plastic 101. I got into figure modeling, and I have a resin kit of Morticia Addams by Jimmy Flintstone that I started before I moved, and it's not finished yet. I still have a lot of work to do on it. But I also have different Japanese. Hasegawa makes a lot of really cool figures that you can pose with your model cars. I don't know how to paint a figure, and I also have Kotobukiya has a line of figures called Frame Arms Girls, and they're basically action figures that you can build, and they're all cute little anime style girls, and they come with all these weapons. It goes along with the other thing, and I collect action figures, and I get these little. There's the figures that I get. They're actually kind of dolls, but they're 1/12 scale, 1/20 scale, or something, called Little Armory and Assault Lily, and they make 1/20 scale or 1/12 scale. I can't remember because I don't have one here. Weapons for them, like assault rifles, pistols, grenade launchers, all kinds of cool stuff. I have like a desk and stuff that I want to make like a diorama of a bunch of these cute schoolgirls, because they all have their school uniforms, and have them all decked out in their tack gear with their guns and stuff. And I want to make a diorama of that, but they're not kits; they're just basically action figures and whatever. So, anyways, confusing as that is, that's just a little bit about why I build, because I just like building things, basically. There's no rhyme or reason to what I build. I like building stuff, and I like learning about the things that I build. And I have things that I'm passionate about, like trains. I love sci-fi, and I just like building because it makes me feel good. And I haven't done it for a while, and I notice my stress levels are like really out of this world because I don't get to practice my hobby like I want to. So anyway, that's about it. So I'll see you later. Have a good one.